Hey guys, here we are for our second to last week of dinosaur paleontology. I'm going to spend some time kind of going through a couple of activities that you've got going this week, our short week, and then I just wanted to show you what we're up to um, for the rest of the trimester. We only have this week, the short week, and then a regular week next week, and then we're done. So before I get into this week, I think it's really important for you to start thinking about where you're at with this course, what you need to do to get to the grade that you want to get. As far as late work goes, it's going to be really important that you turn in any missing or late work by Wednesday, the 2nd of December. I'm not going to take any more late work after that. So, send me Schoology messages if you're having a hard time or not quite sure what to do, but that Wednesday next week is your very last day to turn in any late work. Okay. So for this week, since we only have a couple of days, I wanted to hit on some sort of related topics. We're going to talk about how things are related, how not just paleontologists, but biologists and scientists in general kind of understand the tree of life and represent it so that they can discuss it and other people can try to understand it as well. So Monday, what you're going to be doing is working through an activity that talks about something called phylogenetic trees or cladistics. Now, this might be a little bit of review for those of you who've had biology. If you haven't had biology, not a big deal. You get a preview and maybe a little bit of a head start when you guys hit that later this year. So that activity, I'm going to walk you through it here in just a second, is going to be due Monday night at 11:59 p.m. Turn that in and you'll be good to go. And then on Tuesday, when we get together, we're going to do a little activity talking about this idea of removing species, in particular dinosaur species, and reasons why we would potentially do that. So we'll talk through that. And then also a little bit on how birds are dinosaurs and where that lineage came from and stuff like that. So that's the plan for when I see you on Tuesday. We'll kind of bring in that cladistics or phylogenetic tree idea as well. So that's the week. Wednesday's a help day. If you need jump in for science, feel free to do that. That's in the morning. Otherwise, it's a work day. So for those of you that are behind in any of your classes, use that Wednesday time to get stuff done. And then have a wonderful Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Okay? So jumping into Schoology, we are down here in week 7. Okay, and you can kind of see that phylogenetic tree is there. That's an activity due Monday, like I said. We've got the removing species. We'll do that together. And then birds and dinosaurs, like I said, we'll do that together as well. So when we open up this activity, which you'll be doing on Monday, it takes you to a Google Doc. You can leave it as a Google Doc if you want to, or you can send it over to Notability. I just sent mine over to Notability for a couple of drawing and highlighting things. So phylogenetics is basically the study of the relationship of living things on Earth, and phylogenetics kind of came about after Darwin started publishing and discussing his theory of evolution and how organisms pass on their traits from one generation to the next. So once people started to understand that concept, well, if organisms are passing on those traits, well, we should be able to bring all life together into this one diagram or tree of life and follow all of those different traits going from one species to the next and how they branch off and evolve and things like that. And that's what these phylogenetic trees do. So for this activity, what you're going to be doing is building phylogenetic trees based on traits. There's a really great website, an interactive activity for this. So when you click on that link, it will take you to this guy right here. Okay, and what you're going to do here is you're going to tap on play game, and then you're going to start out with mission 1. Okay, the page, the doc has you go through this. There's videos in here if you want to watch them beforehand. But it does a good job of walking you through this idea of what trees do and stuff like that. So you're going to just play the first one. All right. And from here, you're going to just grab, this is not working overly well on my screen. You're going to grab these different organisms down here at the bottom and put them up into, there, let's try that. Put them up into this tree. Okay, so this is how the organisms are related. Okay, what you think on how they're related, and then the traits are over on the left hand side. Okay, so the only trait in this very simple cladogram or phylogenetic tree is cells with a nuclei, and the blue dots represent that trait. And what you're going to learn is that that blue dot or whatever color dot is going to move based on how you build your tree. Okay, so both palm trees and geckos have cells with nuclei. So this would be a good phylogenetic tree representing how those two things are related. Okay, it will give you some hints and things. If you don't know what some of these words are, tap on the little magnifying glass down there in the bottom right hand corner. And essentially what you're going to do is build this phylogenetic tree based on the traits, and you can do it as many times as you need to make sure the organisms get the traits that they're supposed to get. Okay, so it's kind of exploring and learning as you go. I would like you to answer all of the questions in orange, so maybe leaving this in Google Docs so that you can type and it grows as you type would be a good idea. Okay, so for the first big chunk of this, you're working in that PBS website. Eventually, you'll come down here to the bottom and there's a little quiz here from Khan Academy about the same topic, and then something from Berkeley as well. And that is kind of where I would like you to stop. Okay, so stop at number 10, because down here it gets into an activity that I would normally do in class, and based on our time and our situation, we're just going to stop there and we'll discuss when I see you guys on Tuesday. Okay, so stop after number 10. All right, so that should take you through your homework for Monday, and then I will see you guys on Tuesday to discuss, review that, the idea of removing dinosaur species. We talk about adding new species every week, but maybe taking species away based on an interesting argument. And then we'll also talk about how birds are related to dinosaurs, or are dinosaurs.